What's up, CrossPoint Hutch? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of CrossPoint Midweek. And most of you probably know Pastor Ben, but I'll introduce him in just a second. Just a quick recap from this last weekend. We had a great weekend. We got to baptize someone, James Smith, and just helping. He got to declare his love for Jesus Christ and following him. And our kids, we had 200 kids here this last weekend, ages 0 through 5th grade, and they had an incredible party. They got to celebrate. They memorized a bunch of Bible verses and brought their Bibles to church, and they earned up this big party they had. It was awesome. We talked again about our Grow Hutch campaign. We've had about $125,000 turned in already for that. Once we hit 180, so we got about 55,000 more, we'll start the work on our parking lot and new exit so that parking and exiting this place is a lot easier. So a lot of fun things happening this last weekend. But I brought Pastor Ben in. He's our group's pastor here, where he helps oversee all our grow groups and Bible studies and all the things that happen to help get you connected. And many of you know this because you were part of groups, but some of you may not. Our grow group season kind of just ended for this winter spring session. And so I thought I'd bring Ben in just to chat with us, answer a couple questions for us and help us get a little more understanding of what groups are and why you should be in one. And so Ben, I know we just finished our group. We both led a group this last session. And so for you, what was one of the highlights for you for this last group session?
So there's a few things that I really enjoyed about this last session. A couple things in my group, and then a couple things that I was able to hear about and celebrate with some of our current leaders. So first things first, the fact that our groups were able to really meet each other's needs. I think one of the things that I hear a lot is whenever people join groups, they see it as almost like a Bible study. And yes, that's part of what a group is all about, but that's not all it is. You know, we know this. Mm-hmm. I heard so many stories. We had someone that was in the hospital, and their group actually met the need, gave them some meals, even coordinated child pickup and things like that to help the family. We had a couple other groups that we had some amazing testimonies. They were able to help pay some of each other's bills because there was job loss involved. There's issues that had been happening with current members within the group where people were able to come around them and pray over them and then give them some guidance. Wow. Even little things like just stuff around the house. I heard some awesome testimonies about people that had just plumage problems in their homes, and some of the group was able to connect them with people and come into the home and help them with some of their physical needs. Cool. So one of the amazing things about groups is the fact that it's not just Bible study and prayer. Totally. That's where it starts, but the relationships that come out of that really are able to help meet needs.
Mm-hmm. I know for my group, my wife was in the hospital for a weekend, and man, my group just came along. Hey, how can we help your kids? How can we help you? You need meals, and man, they brought me meals, and it was so helpful when she got out of the hospital that man, we didn't have to worry about meals for that week, and just all the tangible things they did. So man, even my group was a testimony of that. Yeah. So what would you say? What would you say that those watching in who have never joined a group it's been a long time? Yeah. What would you say to them? Come August when we start up groups again, what would you say to them as far as just jumping in?
Absolutely. So the best advice that I can give you guys, if you've never been involved in a group, or maybe it's been a long time since you've been in a group and you're thinking about getting back involved. Most of the time, what I hear, being the group's pastor, a lot of people come to me and say, "Hey Ben, I want to get involved in a group. Here's why." And what I usually hear is they say, "I want to get closer to God." And that's a great place to start. But what does that mean in your life? Well, yes, that means I need to dive into the Bible more. Yes, that means I need to pray more. But what ends up happening is when you start to dig into the Bible, when you get involved in a grow group, you start to become more like Christ. So naturally, what happens in our groups is you become more outward focused. You become more missional focused. So what ends up happening is, yes, you get closer to other Christians. Yes, you get deeper in the Bible. And through that, you end up becoming an actual true missionary for Hutchinson, for your area. And what happens then, Shane, is, guys, you end up having more purpose in your life. Because now it's not just getting to that next meal or getting my kids to school or just making it to the end of the semester when it comes to the things that are happening in your life. What ends up happening is you become more missional focused, which is where our true joy comes from.
It's really good. Man, I hope you'll take that to heart. A little summer break this summer for our grow groups, but come middle of August, you'll start hearing about grow groups again. It'll be your next jumping on point for groups. So let me just encourage you, start talking right now. If you have a spouse, start talking to them like, hey, we need to do this in the fall. Yes. If you don't have a spouse, then talk to yourself and get yourself in a group in the fall. So thanks for being a part of this. And absolutely. And let me introduce you to a song we sang here this last weekend.
You were Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. You didn't want heaven without us. So Jesus, you brought heaven down. My sin was great, your love was greater. What could separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Death could not hold you. The veil tore before you. You silenced the boast of sin and grave. The heavens are roaring the praise of your glory. For you are raised to life again. You have no rival. You have no equal. Now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom. Yours is the glory. Yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a powerful name it is. Nothing can stand against. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus.
So hopefully many of you heard the message from this last weekend from Pastor Andy. We talked about pillars of partnership. And so let me just give you a few little handles to hold on to as we close here. Really what we were talking about is just moving you from just attending in a seat or sitting on your couch and watching the service to like being engaged and involved. So for some of you, maybe you need to get off your couch and come to church, right? You need to actually be engaged in a physical level if you're able to physically. Some of you already here and you come every week, and maybe you need to like start giving. Maybe you need to grab an envelope from the wall or growhutch.net. Maybe you need to join a group like we talked about in the fall. And then for some of you, man, you're doing some of that stuff, and maybe you just need to say, you know what? I need to go through the partner process. So first step for you, CrossPoint Preview. I would encourage CrossPoint Preview to every one of you. Even if you've been here for 10 years and you've never gone to CrossPoint Preview, it's just a great starting point. It'll help you just re-grasp who we are as a church, what we're all about. You're gonna hear the gospel, you're gonna hear what our mission and our vision is, you're gonna hear about who our staff is and some great next steps for you. It's a great 20 to 30 minute class for all of you. So a good next step for all of you, just sign up for CrossPoint Preview. Go to crosspointnow.net/preview, and you can sign up for the next class. We got a class every first Sunday of the month. Again, 20 to 30 minutes after the 11 o'clock service. Love to have you. Sign up for that today, okay? Hopefully we'll see you guys here this weekend here at CrossPoint Hutch. Love you guys, miss you guys, and we'll hopefully see you here this weekend.